Very good morning. Welcome to part 2 of 3 parts on how to declutter for prosperity. We covered mindsets last week. This week, we'll be covering the practical how-to. Because so often, we all know in our head that it is a good thing. But for lack of a good system, we start on something and then we stop. We start. And then after a while, we leave it for a prolonged period until a few years has passed. So, it's with great joy as I share with you a system that I've come up with. So the 4-part system starts with STOP. S stands for stop, take. So when I say, wait, I'm looking for this. Okay. So stop, take, right? As of now, if you were to go on a house tour, get 2 lists, okay? So first and foremost, right? With 2 lists, the first start with the front of your door. So example, right? If you just look at mine, I always start at the front of my door to just look. And what I'm looking out for is unsightly or messy areas. And you are the judge. So this is the fun part because it's what I call the moment of truth, where you get to decide, is it acceptable to you, yes or no? You don't have to answer to anyone. It's really up to you, your standards. So different people have different standards, obviously, right? As you walk around the house, create a list. What are unsightly areas? So for example, for me, when I walk, right, as I walk in, I'm like, this area needs to be tidied. Are there shoes I can throw away? I walk into the living room. Is the floor a bit dirty, dusty? And then as I walk into your, by now would know my infamous study room that was piled to the top with boxes. And in the kitchen, is it overspilling with empty containers? So just walk around. The second list I want you to create is a list of things that needs repair. Okay, so for example, for me, when I walk around, I realize I want to live in a house in my life because we have spoken about our house, our extension, our external environment being an extension of what's internally in my mind, right? So for me, I'm very clear. I want things to work in my space. So for example, my door hinges, one of the locks was spoiled and then we didn't replace it. The lights or even a pill. So I found a pill that helper was showing me. I was like, it's broken. Let's throw it away. Not just for Chinese New Year, but that is me sending a signal and reminding myself that in my space, I want things to be repaired. And under repair, I want to include things like the walls. So for me, right, with the kids, the walls were messy. You don't see it. I wish I took a picture prior to it. But with the kids painting, getting creative, it was a blob of unsightly paint. And to me, I wrote, I want clean walls. It's just my preference, what I want. So it's your house. You get to say, walk around. It shouldn't take too long. I think in probably 15 minutes, you would have 2 lists. And that, well done, is the first step to stop. And I want to invite you, right? As we stop, right, instead of just going through the motion, I invite us to get present. Not just to the why I'm doing this, but the thoughts and the emotions as we declutter. And that's why I use the acronym STOP. So the second one that I want to share with us is T stands for time. One of the biggest setback why when I used to start decluttering, I never completed is because it was so long, it like literally exhausted me, and then it became such a negative thing to do that I stopped, or I don't schedule in fixed timings. So this is where I want to say 10, okay, I put 15 minutes here, but 10 minutes to 1 hour, that's it. And then you stop. Why I say that is because when we have short bursts of energy, it becomes something that we look forward to. And I would suggest that you start in the morning, but I leave it to your schedule. Why 10 minutes is it's enough to just create a habit. I want us to start small. I don't want us to start big and then stop because we know distance or consistency goes the further way. So 10 minutes, and I want you to now join our challenge. So today, I am creating a 10-day challenge where for the next 10 days, you only need to do 2 things. You post a before and after picture, just like you see here, of the area. That's it, right? And the reason why I want us to do this is really because too often we do it wow, once a year we only spring clean, and then we don't do it consistently. And actually, the biggest why I want to do this challenge is because it has really changed my life. So I invite you, and I want you to know that it's going to be very simple, okay? It's as simple as 10 minutes this. So this is a picture that I took yesterday. I would think that my house is quite clean already, right? But no, there is so much for those of you who, even if you think you do it regularly, there is so much you could do. So yesterday I was walking around and I realized this. So I'm going to show you, as you can see. For 4 years, my morning, my toilet, right? When I wake up, those, you see all the little bottles, some are freebies, some I bought, never used. Most of them are for trial. But then because expensive, got brand, some are perfume, some are cream, some are toners. So look at the first picture, okay? All you need to do for the challenge is post a before and after. In 5 minutes, it took so much courage out of me. I literally look at my husband's shaving cream, put it one side because it's not mine to throw, it's his, right? But for my own stuff, I began to look, wow, this toner look very expensive, all got brand one, but all small one. I decided, you know what? My face, my beautiful face doesn't deserve expired stuff. So I just began to throw. And as I began to throw, it's something that I don't normally do, to be very frank, even after all these years of decluttering. And now look at the bottom one, it just took 5 minutes. I kept all, there were some more that I probably haven't opened. Those I keep in the cupboard. But just looking, so the left side is husband's one, okay? I made him go through the shaving cream. What I told him is, if you're not going to throw it, I will throw it for you. And then I left it there, and he's since thrown, except I think a few. But on the right side, I want to share with you 2, 4, 6. You see 6 bottles, right? And I know a lot of ladies are like, wow, but Junie, I got so much more bottles than that for my night and my day cream. For me, so whatever works for you. For me, getting rid of the clutter, last night when I slept, I actually began to use the eye cream. In the past, I never, because you look at the clutter, I scared I take one odd drop. And the clutter just becomes a blind spot for me. And then this morning when I woke up, I began to choose, oh, I forgot, I even forgot I have this. And as I apply the serum, now it's, serum-y, it makes me feel good. So I think one of the biggest takeaway is it just takes 5 minutes. I invite you to join the challenge. Put your name in the comment, and I will tag you. Tag one person a day for the next 10 days. Clear a small space. That's it, 5 minutes. And then look at the difference, primarily, emotionally it brings you. For me, emotionally, looking at that now, it makes me happy. Just waking up, wow, so few. I may reduce it, but as of now, what's real and honest for me is the 6 bottles, okay? And I trust you're enjoying. If you are enjoying, please give me thumbs up. Send me any questions you have. As I move on to the next so STO, the next acronym is O. So S stands for stock take. Let's stop and take a stock take. Walk through your entire house, combing it for 2 lists. Number 1, because I see quite a few more of you have joined. Number 1, for those of you, for things that are messy or unsightly. Number 2, things that need repair, okay? And then second one is time. Just 5 to 1 hour. Maybe the 1 hour will be the weekend. I leave you to decide. It's really up to you. But I would suggest don't take on the entire cupboard. Just 1 drawer. And then congratulate yourself. Cheer yourself up. And the third one is O for others. When I talk about others, right? I say, why not involve your entire kampong? Sometimes when we do it, I don't know about you, okay? But when I first started, I felt very lonely. And then after a while, resentful. Because it's like, I am the only one cleaning the entire house, or who thinks that it's important. Of course, I have a helper, but it's different, right? But I think one of the biggest breakthrough I had is when I included my kids and my husband, besides the helper, of course, to begin to join me in this. So for parents out there, we all want to know, Junior, what's the practical tips? How do I get my kids to join me in this? Because kids, naturally, they don't, especially if we have a habit of us picking up their toys after them. They don't, right? And then it's also our fault, right? We tell them study seems more important than anything else. So the responsibilities at home don't seem to be on an equal scale. And it's fine, okay? Where I want to be is to start new habits or responsibilities. So with the kids, I'm going to teach us 2 methods, okay? The first method, very easy one, no-brainer. It's what I call the reward system. because we don't clean every day, it's something where I would tell them, hey, when after you finish this, then we'll watch TV. So the reward system is something where I don't give money, I don't give something that's expensive. It's something that they would already have, already been a privilege that they would already have. Then I give the reward system. Okay, y'all want to watch TV? Over the weekend, it was perfect for me, right? Because they wanted to watch a Netflix 40 minutes. I say, can, after you do that. Okay, so number one is the reward system, or it could be an ice cream after this. Just something small. And as we set them up for success, remember, don't ask them to tidy like a whole cupboard when they've never even attempted. So to each our own, be age appropriate. So if one shelf, one table, and then make it fun. Because the more fun it is, the higher the chances they will enjoy it and take it on the next day if you choose, or the next time you ask them. The second method is what I call the when, then method. So write it down, WHEN ... then method. Notice I did not say if, then. It's a when, then. So the when, then method is if you don't want to have the reward, this is more a consequence, right? For something that the when you do this, so typically we fill in the blank with this, it's something that's not very fun. Then you have this fun thing. So probably when A, then B. And the B is like the privilege or the reward. And I say it one time very nicely and they get it. So it's not the if, it's not up for negotiation. So for example, my daughter wanted mac and cheese for dinner last night when everyone was having something else. And I told her, you know, if I'm going to make an exception for you and your other sister, when you have tidied this one cubby hole of yours. So, I mean, because of the 10-day challenge, I decided to enlist the girls, right? So I took a picture of their cubby hole. You will see in the next few days as you join the challenge. I said, darling, this is your space. You go and tidy up. Oh, and she's 6 years old, right? Oh, I'm like, it's up to you. When you do this, so the A has to be completely done, no 6:30 work. So if it's not done well, then you don't get B. That's it. No attempt to do and then cannot, and then mommy help you. No, do it well. But of course, at the end, the heart is always to set them up for success. So I don't know where you are. If you've just started with them, cut them some slack. If it's something that they've already been doing for many times, then you can raise the standard. Okay, but the heart is to set them up for success. So comment here if you want to be tagged, because I think my heart of starting this 10-day challenge is as you look at other people's pictures, my heart is it will give you ideas, inspiration, and it will motivate you to know that you are not alone. So don't just include your kids, your partner, or even your helper. You're not alone. Join our tribe as you know that, hey, there are other moms somewhere in Singapore, somewhere in the world doing this. And as we begin to shift, right, and I've covered that in the previous one where I talk about a mindset. As we begin to shift out is where changes in our lives begins to clear. As we remove what I don't want to create a space for what I want. Yeah. And the last one would be P, S-T-O-P. P stands for a picture. Okay. And this is finally, what's a picture of what you want? Not just physically in your house, but we can start with that, okay? So as you clear your cupboard, what's a picture that you want? So for me, as looking at this picture, right, after clearing it, I realized, that table, the chairs, we had 2 chairs. One is spoiled, the other one is too old. So I decided I really created this. And I want you all to step into this magical moments with me, where I created, you know what? I want that small table and with 2 chairs for the kids. And then immediately what came to mind was IKEA. Immediately to save money, it would be great if IKEA has one of those at as is. I didn't put the picture here, but you won't believe it. I went to IKEA, I think it was on a Wednesday, just a few days ago, or Tuesday. And lo and behold, I went straight into the as is section, and there was one just like that, the brown color table with 2 chairs at $20. And I was like, this is amazing. Why I'm sharing this with you, right, is as you create space and as you begin to know what you want, our mind is so much more powerful than we know, our unconscious mind. And this is what I'm truly excited about teaching, not just moms, okay, but our kids in harnessing, in creating, because I believe that we are created, we are born to be creators. And a creator is someone who, in the space of nothing, literally breathes life or speaks newness into it. And so lo and behold, I went there. I was surprised yet not quite surprised. And I would love you to begin to move into this, okay? But that is reserved for another session where I will share with us how to tap into our conscious mind. It was effortless. So when I say that prosperity, when I say that harmony, when I say that joy is effortless, it's really something that we need to begin to wire from our conscious mind. As we begin to wire into our subconscious mind, look at the power that we can then create, because we all know that mentally, right, we have electrical charges and magnetic charges. The head and the mind are the two most powerful centers of really creating. Okay, and I'm going to throw in one, okay. If we actually measure the joules, right, that our mind can actually release, we have enough to actually light up industrial area for one entire week, power it up. And that equals to $86 billion. Another time, probably I'll share more into it, but I trust that, so a picture that I want to show you is this, a toilet bowl, right? Where it's something that brings magic. I didn't take a picture, I will. It's something that brings magic into our lives, because if you will look, it's a Harry Potter gateway to Hogwarts. And as you begin to create spaces in your house, whether it's from curtains to a reading corner, to just, you know, sometimes I see those mirrors with lights, right, where it looks like a superstar kind. Whatever makes you happy. The toilet bowl is something that makes my kids happy. And when I look at it, I know it's customized just for my house. And I thank God that my husband left to Junior, right? I will not put pictures around because I'm just so functional. But my husband, being the more sentimental and homely guy, actually created our pictures. He went to print on each of our door. So at the end of it, this is your house. As you, number one, first declutter with the mindset and take action for the next 10 days. So put in your key in your name so that I can tag you, because I would love to see the amazing transformation. Next week, I will cover the 5 areas in our lives that we get to declutter. Because as I got into it, I got so excited because there's so much and I didn't want to lump it like what I normally do, because feedback it's amazing and yet I didn't want to overwhelm. So next week, join me on Tuesday at 8:30. I am revising the timing because I realized that it may fit some others better, for 5 areas in our life. But today, it will just start with one, the physical space. Walk around your house. I love to read your comment. And if you want to be tagged in the challenge, just put your name in the description and you have a blessed day. Bye.